has rebelled and fight against him. Hallelujah. And David was angry, and David started complaining to God. David started crying to God and said, "Oh God, oh Lord my God, indeed I put my trust. Save me from them that persecute me and deliver me, because they are like lion wanting to render me to pieces, wanting to tear my soul." Hallelujah. We are going to pray, "Oh Lord, deliver us this week," because this is another week. Am I getting somebody? This is another week. Let's say their plan failed last week. Their evil plan failed last week. Remember, the enemy never tire. The enemy never rest. They never do what? Rest. They are, in fact, they fish out strategies. Every day, every time, they fish out strategies on how to attack you. I don't need somebody to understand me. I don't need somebody to understand me. What did I say? They fish out what? Strategies on how to do what? Attack you. Let me say, last week they came with sickness and it didn't come. It didn't manifest. So next week, like this week, now they say, okay, since sickness did not manifest, let's attack him through accident. Now after that, it didn't manifest. Next time they say, let's attack his children. If you attack his children, it will get to her. I don't know if I'm understanding you. So at every week they fish out what? Strategies on how to attack you. Is somebody ready for prayer? Lift up and right shout, "Fire, fire." Somebody shout, "Fire, fire." If your fire is not enough, if your fire is not louder enough, somebody might hardly get a deliverance this week. Somebody shout, "Fire, fire." And you shout, "Fire, fire." Say, "My Father, my Maker, all the strategies of my enemies this week against my life, all the satanic strategies against me and my family this week, in the name of Jesus, as we gather here in the name of God, I decree, let the fire of God, wherever they are, in their evil kingdom, let the fire of God scatter them. Open your mouth and pray the prayer. Let the fire of God scatter them. Let the fire of God scatter them. Wherever they are gathering, all the gathering of the demons, all the gathering of the evil ones, all the gathering of the evil spirits, all the gathering of my God, my tormentors, all the gathering of my attackers, wherever they are, wherever they will gather, in the name of Jesus. And then we say, "Oh God, deliver my soul." Father, deliver my soul from their destruction. Deliver my soul from the evil plot. Deliver my soul from their devices. All that they are intended, all their thoughts, all their plans, all their evil devices, all that they are trying to bring my way this week, in the name of Jesus. As I begin to pray, as we gather here in the name of God, oh God, do not disappoint me. For my Bible says, you respect the words of those that honor thee. Lord, as I'm here to honor thee, Father, respect my words. Let my invocation, let my prayers this morning be accepted. Let my warfare, oh God, speak for me. Let my warfare speak for me. Let my warfare speak for me. As I'm praying this moment, Father, scatter their way, their evil plan. Lord, it will not come next to me. That sickness will not affect me. It will not affect my children. It will not affect my generation. Father, that attack will never come next to me. I will never experience it. That accident, Lord, will never be for me. Whatever be their means at this point in time, being coronavirus, in the name of Jesus, I secure myself. I dip myself in the blood of Jesus. I secure my family in the blood of Jesus. I secure my family, my church members, the church folder, in the blood of the Lamb. We are untouchable. There shall be no evil, Lord, that will befall this week, nobody in this place will cry. Somebody say, I will not cry. 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 Over anybody in my family, I will not cry this week. Crying is not my portion. There shall be no evil news. As somebody pray. Any evil news of the enemy, every evil news of the enemy, I terminate and abort it. I reject it. I reject it. I reject it. Somebody find that prayer. I reject every evil news. I don't care to know where it is coming from my son, from my daughter, from my mother, from my father, from my brother, from my sister. Oh God, my ears refuse to hear them. My ears refuse to hear them. I shall not receive a phone call of sad news. I will not receive a phone call of sad news. Instead of sad news, it shall be a good news. Instead of sad news, it shall be a good news. Instead of sad news, Lord, it shall be a good news. Every sad news, Lord, change it to be a good news. Every sad news, Jehovah, transform it to be a good news. Thank you, Abba Father. Thank you, Abba Father. Thank you, Abba Father. Thank you, Lord, because I know my voice has been heard. The Bible says, let the words of thy mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable to thee, O God. Let it be acceptable this morning. Take it out, Father, like an incense, O God, like an incense, like a flame, like a flame, Lord. Our prayers have come forth. Our prayers have come forth like a flame. Let it be accepted, Lord. Let it be accepted before thee. Let it be accepted before thee. Thank you, our Father. Let the angels on assignment. Let the angel for our service this morning. Let the information angel be released to bring our information which we have released by the words of prayer to thee, O God, and let them be implemented. Lord, do not allow our enemies to rejoice over us. Do not allow them to ask us, where is our God? Do not allow them to say, where is that God you are serving? Father, they will never reproach us. Our enemies will never reproach us. Our enemies will never reproach us, Lord. Instead of reproach, Lord, we shall celebrate. Instead of reproach, Lord, this week shall end in praise. It shall end in praise. We shall end it 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 in testimony. We shall end it jubilation. We shall end it celebrating. We shall end this week, oh God, giving you thanks for everything you have done. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. 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 Hallelujah. What a morning, what a morning, what a glorious morning in the house of God. Put your hands together. It's time to hear the word of God. There is no other name given among men that in which you can be saved. At the mention of the name Jesus Christ of Nazareth, every knee in heaven and earth must surely bow down. With that same name, I want to usher the queen of the house, the apostle and the mother general. Put your hands together and celebrate the life of the Apostle Helen, Ruth, Aguocha. Celebrate the life. Celebrate grace. Celebrate grace in the house.
Come on, put those hands together and let's celebrate Jesus in this house. Come on, with voices lifted. Let's make a declaration that he's alive today. Hallelujah. Come on. It's power in the corporate anointing. It's power in the assembly when the saints of God get together. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come on, somebody.
Hallelujah.
I'm glad to be in the house of God. I'm grateful to be in the house of God this morning. Hallelujah. Because God is in the midst of us. Hallelujah. I won't be before you long. I'm just going to hit it and quit it by way of the Holy Ghost. If you will, turn in your Bibles to the book of Daniel. Chapter 1. It's so many things that God is speaking on today and have been speaking. Hallelujah, somebody.
Amen.
And so I'm going to do my best up under the admonition of the Holy Ghost to speak a word in season that that's conducive to bring healing, to bring deliverance,
Amen.
to bring assurance.
Amen.
If you believe that, put your hands together.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
I do honor God, the Most High God. Almighty God. Come on, somebody. The only wise and invisible God. The true and living God upon this earth. I honor the king prophet of the house, Prophet Aguocha. I honor Elder Lee and his family that has joined us this morning.
Hallelujah.
And I truly honor all the fivefold ministry gifts that's in the house this morning. And all the beloveds of the true and living God. Hallelujah this morning. You are lifted. You are lifted in the love of God this morning. Amen.
Amen.
Let me get a reader up on this morning. Hallelujah. Concerning the book of Daniel chapter 1 beginning at verse 8. 8 through 16. Daniel chapter 1 beginning at verse 8 through 16.
But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who had appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel,
Whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
Read it again.
Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
Read it again.
Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
Somebody find that in the new NIV. Go ahead and read.
Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days.
Read.
And at the end of 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat of the portions of the king's meat.
In other words, they looked better. They looked healthier. They were more fit than those who took of the king's meat and drank of the king's wine.
Amen. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse. And as for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Now at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Amen. Come on, put your hands together right there. Come on, you can do better than that. Somebody read the scripture scripture in the NIV.
Please test your servant. Please test your servant, but vegetables to eat and water to drink.
Prove your servant. Test your servant to see if the diet that I'm accustomed to, the diet that will not defile my principles and my ordinances, see how it's working for me and not against me. You may be seated in the presence of God. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah. I want to talk to you about the chronicles of this coronavirus. We're going to deal with the Corona Chronicles. Because I want to speak to you from a place that's inspired to give us faith, to increase our faith, and also to give us wisdom and knowledge concerning what's really going on. Come on, somebody. Look at somebody and say, what's really going on?
What's really going on?
Because what we believe is happening and what we feel is happening through this pandemic is more than what meets the eye. Somebody say it's more than what meets the eye.
It's more than
what's occurring naturally. There is a spiritual indictment. There is a spiritual cause and effect of a thing. There is a reason and a response about this coronavirus that God is after related to the church. God is expecting us to have the right response. He's expecting us to be in a position to represent him and to be his mouthpiece in this hour.
Oh, yes.
Now, Daniel is, and I'm going to be in this book for a while. But when you look at chapter 1, Daniel did something that was so Holy Ghost inspired. It was so full of boldness, and it was so full of conviction, and it was so full of confidence that he defied what the king was demanding and requesting. Come on, somebody.
I hear.
So the Bible says that Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's portion of the king's meat and to drink the wine of the kings. Daniel was regulated and determined. He had a resolve that he was not going to defile himself with the meat and the drink of the king. Now you have to remember that the king represents the government. The king represents what was issued by way of natural authority.
That is it.
And you did not defy the king. But Daniel purposed. He has a resolution in his spirit that I'm not going to defile my principles. I'm not going to defile my worship. I'm not going to defile the ordinances of God that I am conscientious of. In other words, Daniel had a conscientious objection to what was requested and what was required. A conscientious objection is when a person makes a conscious decision to not comply with a request. Come on, somebody. Daniel said, because I have a conscience, because I have a conviction, I'm not allowed by the authority that governs my life to digest. Because your meat and your drink is not according to the will of God. How many of you know that the greater portion of what Daniel was standing on was not about the actual meat and drink? The principle that Daniel was standing on was connected to his spiritual belief system.
That is it.
It was connected to his faith. He was saying, I'm not going to touch anything unclean. I'm not going to defile myself by participating in something that don't line up with the will of God and the word of God and the commission of God and the mandate over my life. Can I get a witness to that?
Yes.
And so Daniel defied the orders of the king, and he said, prove me, eunuch.
Oh, yes.
You have governmental wisdom and you have godly wisdom.
Oh, yes.
The king was doing what he needed to do best. Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
The world is doing what it knows to do
Oh, yes.
in response to the coronavirus.
Uh-huh.
Y'all better hear me good. And I'm not saying that you defy the laws of the land, that it is, according to rebellion. But y'all, there are ordinances, there are laws, and there are regulations that will always be released by natural government. How far can I go?
All the way.
Okay, I'm coming. One of the things that we got to be mindful of, you got church folks saying, well, it's immaturity and it's rebellion. The government done said that it is best that the church not meet.
Come on now. Come on.
Or in our gatherings, that we reduce our gatherings to the number of 10.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
See, that's what the government has
Release.
That's it.
The government is saying that we don't need to come together. We don't need to worship our God and partake of the spiritual diet that we are accustomed to us. But we know better because we know what has always worked for us. We know what has kept us spiritually fit and sane. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
So the king had issued his demands. But Daniel said, give me 10 days. Daniel said, just give me a 10-day test. And today, it is 10 people. That's our test. Come on, somebody. So in Daniel's day, it was the 10-day test. In our day, it's the 10 people test. Y'all better hear me good.
I hear.
It's the 10 people test. Are we going to consume another diet because the government has issued a way for us to remain healthy? And you got church folks saying if you're really spiritual and if you're really mature, that you should obey the laws of the land because we are not representing the kingdom of God well. Y'all better hear me good. But the problem that I have with that is that if we're going to really get down where the rubber meets the road, if we're going to follow the laws of the land, the First Amendment says it implies that the church and the state is separate. In other words, the government has no rule and authority over the church. Come on, somebody. I wish somebody knew the law in America. It has no authority to tell us when to meet in worship, where to meet in worship, and how and who to meet when we worship. Come on, somebody. It has no authority. So if we want to be in compliance with the law and throw that up and say, if you really serve God, you will obey the laws of the land. Well, the church has never been positioned to obey any man-made law or rule that conflicts the laws of God and the principles of God and the authority of God. And that's what Daniel was saying. Daniel said, I know that it came from the king. But prove me, give me 10 days. Because I want to prove that my God's authority and the spiritual diet that he has mandated for my life, I said for my life, for the believer's life, is different from what the world has to offer. Y'all better hear me good. And so they say it's not wise together. It's not prudent together. It's rebellious together. Now this is the church. This is the church saying this. Y'all gotta hear me good.
I hear.
These are leaders. These are leaders saying this, right? They are admonishing the church to limit their gatherings
yes.
Y'all better hear me good.
That's all.
There is power in numbers. Now we know, they say, well, you can just live stream from home because the building is not the church. They say that we are living stones, and we are. We are spiritual houses, and we are. Amen. But can I tell you something?
Tell us.
God has never been without a physical structure for his people to be connected, to have a congregation of righteous people that gathered. Come on, somebody. Before it was a church, it was a synagogue. Before it was a synagogue, it was a tabernacle. Before it was a tabernacle, they met in a tent, and God's presence would show up. The Bible says on the day of Pentecost, they were gathered with one accord, and they were in one place. With one accord, and they were in one place. That lets me know that their spiritual position was important, and their physical positioning was important. And I'm going to tell you what they said. They said that it's dangerous for us to get together. It's dangerous, the house of God now, to come together and worship our God. They trying to force feed us another diet. They trying to make us eat a false truth. They trying to make us operate in fear and unbelief. But I want the church and the real church of the living God to stand up and proclaim that we're not scared. We're not afraid. So they said, don't dabble. Don't collect yourself. Because there's a virus that has the potential to kill and take your life.
Which is demonic.
Which is demonic. Now watch this. Now this not coming from the world. The world is saying it, but the church is in agreement with it. The church is preaching this and saying this. But Daniel is teaching us not to be defiled by diabolical ordinances. Things that take us out of our belief system. Take us away from what we believe to be true. So they say, you're rebellious. You shouldn't be going against what God said. The spiritual connotation of that is for us to obey, to get somewhere and sit down. But that's the government's solution. That's the government's answer. Come on, somebody. But my spiritual sense tells me and convicts me and reminds me that the wisdom of man is not always the wisdom of God. The plan and the prescription of man is not always the plan and the prescription of God. Can I get a witness in that?
Yes.
So Daniel basically said, you know what? I'm not going to take what's prescribed. That's what we are saying at OM Zion. You know why? Because in Plainview, this is what I got a problem with these church leaders and churches that act like and pretend that they are so submitted and committed to the laws of the land. Now these are folks that just got through cheating on their taxes. These are folks that haven't obeyed any spiritual rule, commandment, mandate of God ever. Y'all better hear me good. But all of a sudden, they got a holy conviction to obey the laws of the land. Now watch this. We live in a city where as yet there is not one documented case of corona. And I know that's not everybody's testimony. And I'm not trying to defy the laws of the land. And I'm not trying to raise my fist and act like that I'm invincible. But what I am saying, we're not going to worry about having something to worry about.
I hear it.
Y'all better hear me good.
I hear it.
And so when they sent out this decree, the government, when they issued this decree, God had already gave Zion a prophetic word that was coming 2 years ago. God started talking to us about this demonic spirit of fear being released. Am I in the house this morning? God started talking to us about what the assignment of the enemy is really all about concerning the church. 2 years ago, we started ministering and speaking against this spirit, because it's not just about the coronavirus the way you think it is. It's something spiritually occurring here in the midst of us, in the midst of the church. Now, 2 years ago, God was speaking through me and prophet about this diabolical spirit of fear and how this spirit wanted to make the church irrelevant
You said it.
and non-essential. Was that not the prophetic word? And God forewarned us. And in the midst of forewarning us, God forearmed us to be ready for this corona. Because let me tell you what's occurring spiritually. Because that spirit that's everywhere you turned on social media, or you heard people, even church folks, was bashing the church, saying this about the church, saying everything negative about the church. Everything is wrong with the church. The church is antiquated. The church is dead. The church has no power. It don't make no sense. I'm sick of organized religion, and you shouldn't even be going to church. Ain't no man gonna rule over me. Is that not what was being taught? And the jokes, and the disrespect, and the dishonor regarding the church. Y'all better hear me good. And so this spirit was making a statement, and it was defying the God that we serve, saying the church that you died for, the church that you paid the price for, is powerless. Y'all better hear me good. And this spirit was driven by Satan himself to make the church look irrelevant and non-essential. This is the same spirit. 2 years ago, God started talking to us about this day. And let me tell you what's occurring. In the church, because the government has said that we cannot gather over 10 people. It's not even a law. It's instructions.
All right. Come on.
Come on now.
And the church
It's true.
went into fear,
It's true.
displaying, demonstrating the very nature of the slander and the lies that the devil want to perpetrate against the church. Y'all better hear me good. How far can I go? Don't worry, I'm coming. The Bible says that we are not to fear what man can do to us. Because I believe corona is a man-made disease. And it's been around for a while. Hear me good. But also in this spirit, and this is why I have a problem with church folks. Because they're saying, okay, don't go to church. Don't gather because you're being rebellious. But you got these same church folks out in Walmart acting a fool over toilet tissue. You got these same elders
church folks.
They still going wherever they want to go. They still being active in everything they want to do. But they done shut down on the house of God in faith, knowing who we are and who we belong to. They everywhere.
Help them. Church folks. Help them.
Everything about big business has not shut its doors. Come on, somebody. But the church got to know what's even more important than big business is kingdom business.
Yes. Hit it.
Kingdom business. And yes, we are spiritual houses. We are living stones. But there is power when the saints of God get together and the devil knows it.
Yes. That's correct. That's power.
And that's both spiritually and physically. Y'all better hear me good.
I hear.
I wouldn't have a problem if those same church folks obeyed the government when it came to other public entities. It's only the church that they have deemed other believers to be rebellious. But they out in the streets doing everything and everywhere. Now watch this. They still going to work.
Come on, Apostle.
They still doing whatever they want to do in the way of pleasure. Y'all better hear me good.
I hear.
Still active in the community doing whatever they want to do. These same church folks.
Why?
And this spirit, you got to see what's behind this spirit.
Come on, Apostle.
And God is speaking if you have an ear to hear. And if you have vision to see. You know, all these prophetic words that came across in January the 1st, vision and eyesight and insight, and all of a sudden the church done went blind after preaching 2020 vision. Having sight, having vision. Now they blindsided by Corona. Come on, somebody. And if you hear the words of the world, they have given you a list of what's essential. And guess who is not on that list? That same spirit that says the church is non-essential. The world is saying the same thing. But Walmart is essential. Come on, somebody. Watch this. Marijuana dispensaries are still open. Liquor stores are still open. Are you hearing me? Pet hospitals are still open. And you think you're going to sit out a decree and make me close the doors of the church house? Y'all better hear me good. What the world serves and what the world desires and what the world want to eat and what the world desires to drink is still available and it's still open. It's still open for business. I'll be doggone in the Holy Ghost as we close on Zion's church doors. Somebody said it used to be.
It used to be.
When a plague or a virus would hit a city, would hit a country, the saints of old didn't close the church house doors. You know what they did? They said, bring them on. Bring them on stretchers. Bring them in wheelchairs. Bring them in hospital beds. And they brought them in. And the Holy Ghost hit their bodies and healed them.
Help them, help them, help them, help them. Church folks, help church folks.
From corona. The word corona means crown. Come on. Crown represents authority.
Yes.
Y'all better hear me good.
I hear.
It represents authority. We have submitted ourselves to an illegal authority.
Illegal authority.
It's illegal. Do y'all hear me?
I hear.
And what makes it illegal because it's trespassing. And it can only trespass if God don't do what he's promised in his word against folks full of faith. At 6 a.m. prayer, prophet talked about the plagues of Egypt and how the children of Israel was instructed to apply the blood over the doorpost of their house. Y'all better hear me good. And that plague was meant for the children of the Egyptians. The plague was sent to destroy the Egyptians. I'm not saying the plague of corona is not real. I'm not saying the virus is not real. I'm not saying the virus is not killing folks. But what I am saying, the virus was not sent to destroy the people of God if the blood is truly applied.
Very correct. Very correct.
I don't know what these churches got over the doorposts of their souls and their spirits. But evidently it's something other than the blood.
The blood of money. They got the blood of money.
They have blood money.
Yeah, blood of money.
Y'all better hear me good. And so when you look at this spirit, it's an illegal authority. It has no right to trespass through the blood. It has no ability to trespass through the blood. It has no power to trespass through the blood. Come on, can I get a witness here? But the church don't believe that anymore. The church don't believe that anymore. So you got this word that means crown, authority. And the Lord said to me, he said, I didn't cause it, but I allowed it. And let me tell you why. For what we are witnessing. See, everybody is being a witness to the effects of corona. But not everyone is having the same experience. We're witnessing the effects of it because we live in the same world. But the people of God is supposed to have a different experience and a different response than the world. Y'all better hear me good.
I hear you.
And so you got virus. You got COVID-19. Well, the prefix of coronavirus or corona is co. The prefix of COVID is co. C-O. Co means to be joined. It means to come together. It means to be in agreement. It means to be supported. That means that corona is only effective spiritually when you get in agreement with it. When your thoughts connect, when your emotions join, when your fear get in agreement. Come on, somebody, when your doubts bow down, when you are disturbed mentally and emotionally by what the government is saying, and when you're disturbed thinking something gonna kill you and take you out, you gotta get in agreement. Corona
hear.
And really, in the church of the living God, it should not be a battle.
It's true. It's true.
Faith should be declared victorious. But you got this fear. Pandemic. It means that you are subject to this spirit. It means that you have gotten in agreement with this spirit. It means that this spirit is prevalent over a whole country or the world. That's what a pandemic means. It means that it's prevalent over. Are you hearing me?
Come on.
A country or a world. It's over you. It's over people. That means that God is saying to the church, you didn't want me to be your authority.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm going to allow a pandemic to be prevalent in your life. And now it has authority over church folks.
Yes.
It don't have authority over me. Yeah, you're not me.
All right. It's true.
How far can I go?
All the way.
You got all these mega ministers.
Come on. Go there, Apostle. Jesus.
You got all these people that got 30,000 and 40,000 and 50,000 members. And they do not even have enough faith to believe that at least half of them.
Come on.
God said, I granted, maybe not all 30,000. They may not be living nothing. But you can't stand in faith with half of that number, 15,000, and gather in faith to pray and intercede in a corporate gathering to make a physical declaration. We will not bow, we will not bend, we will not curtail the word. It makes me wonder, never for what?
It's true.
Never about what? Never in what? That means that you bid for nothing.
That's the truth.
You bid for nothing.
It's the truth.
The more in number means that it should be more in strength, more in power, more in healing, more in deliverance, more in overcoming. Come on, somebody. More in faith.
Preaching. Come on. You are telling this truth.
Somebody should have said the world got to do what it's got to do. But me as a leader of the church of the living God, we got to do what we got to do. We're not mad at the world. And we don't care if the world is mad at us. Now watch this. No faith. Operating in fear. And once you allow fear to get in, it's conducive and have a license to touch everything in your life. You better hear me good.
I hear.
And God said to me, he showed me this prophetically, and I could not do nothing but weep. This is what the Lord said to me. He said, what is has always been. The church hadn't just got fearful over corona. The church ain't just operated in cowardness concerning the corona.
Amen.
That's what God said to me as I was interceding. He said, what is in the way of fear has been. God, what are you telling me? He said the church has always operated in fear and did not want my authority and did not want me to be their God. He said, I told you in 2 Timothy chapter 4, a time was coming
Yeah, you did.
that they would not endure
Yeah.
sound doctrine.
His word. His word.
They would be governed by their desires.
Yes, yes. Amen.
And they would heap up.
Come on. Yes, yes.
That's an interesting word.
Yes.
The Bible said they would heap up teachers. Come on, somebody.
Yes. Amen.
That would itch their ears.
Yeah.
That word heap means to pile up,
Wow.
to stock up.
Wow.
In other words, if I can't find one preacher to tell me what I want to
There
hear,
you go.
That's right.
I'll run and find another one that'll tickle my ears.
That's right.
Y'all better hear me good. And so God said to me, he showed me like this. He said, I want to show you prophetically what this is in the spirit. I feel God. He said, I want you to show my people what this is and why it's an indictment.
Wow.
This fear that the church is demonstrating and walking in is an indictment
Come on, Apostle, help us.
against the church.
Oh, God.
Y'all better hear me good. It's an indictment against the body of believers. God showed me this. He said, let me tell you what has occurred when I say what is. Has always been. God said, it's interesting. He said, my people are doing this. Because this is supposed to stop the spread of the corona. This is what we're doing. Y'all better help me. This is what we're doing. Right?
Wow.
This is what we're doing to stop corona. This is the is that we're living in. But you know what God said to me? He said, yeah, y'all wearing the mask physically,
Right.
but spiritually, you've already been wearing it.
Come on.
Watch
Help
this.
us, help us. Wow.
He said the mask represents the muzzle that's been placed on the church. The voice of the church has been silenced.
Yes.
The church voice has been muzzled. We've been wearing the mask for a long time in the church. We have been silent a long time in the church. God said, y'all want to be muzzled? I'm going to let you be muzzled. But it ain't going to be an election. It's not going to be a choice. You have chosen to go silent on my truth, on my word, on my commandments, on my laws. You have let the world place a gag on what you're allowed to speak against and what you're allowed to say in the way of truth. So you got all this confusion in the earth because the church has gone silent because they have been looking for the answer. We're supposed to have the answer.
Yes.
We're supposed to be the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
God is not the author of confusion.
Amen. Amen.
And there's so many people that have questions about right and wrong. And I'm going to tell you how we got here.
Tell us.
We got here because that prosperity gospel lullabied us to sleep.
Come on.
Come on, Apostle.
It made you weak because it turned your hearts from the true power and the presence of the living God, and you begin to chase stuff. I want to see you write a check and buy off Corona.
Amen.
I want you to swipe your card and cancel Corona. We've been muzzled. And you take, watch this, for evil and wickedness to spread. It comes and it starts with just a small group of people desiring to voice and support what they want. They have a voice to support what they want. And they put their beliefs and what they're voicing into action. And for it to be successful, the only thing that has to occur is for millions of God's people to remain silent. It'd be a few of them against many of us. And they'll win out. And they'll bogart. Y'all better hear me good. God showed me this Corona is like a big man being bullied by Kaiser. The church supposed to be the big brother, the big man. And we got this little old Corona, and you can look at it because when you look at it, it says all you got to do is wash your hands. Come on. It can only live on the surface of a thing. You can disinfect it with Lysol and kill it. Y'all better hear me good. It's a small thing that we're giving it weight and power to destroy what God has ordained in the earth.
Yes.
Now watch this. Not only that, God showed me hand sanitizer. He said, y'all don't put y'all trust.
Wow.
He said, it's prophetic. My people don't even know how prophetic it is.
Wow.
See, hand sanitizer is meant to kill germs on the surface.
It's true, Apostle.
To deal with things externally. Watch this. It can deal with the effects of germs, but it can't cure them.
All right.
In fact, it can never take the place of soap and water.
All
Why?
right.
Because it cannot kill everything.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? It cannot cleanse.
Right.
It can only prevent germs from spreading.
It's true.
But it cannot cleanse. It is intended to work along with soap and water. Y'all better hear me good. God said, and that's what y'all wanted. He said, y'all wanted a touch from me on the surface.
Wow. Help us, Lord.
Y'all only allowed me to deal with you on the surface. See, hand sanitizer can't kill dirt, grime, filth, soil, blood. It can't kill that. You gotta have water and soap. And soap and water. Y'all better hear me good. And God says spiritually, we constantly. He said, that's how y'all are. Naturally, we run, trying to get clean, looking for a substitute. And God said, but you didn't want the washing of my word in your heart. You won't allow me to come in and really clean you up. God said, I don't want to treat anything on the surface. I don't want to deal with just the outward part of how you look, being a child of God. I want to deal with the inward part. I want to deal with the heart. I want to deal with the spirit that rests inside of you that man may not necessarily see. I want to deal with you in the